Throughout the 1980s, the Florida Keys National Marine Sanctuary was in substandard conditions. Many proposals had risen that would deteriorate the Florida Keys environment, such as oil drilling proposals, large vessel groundings, and worsening in water quality. This, however, was eradicated due to efforts in 1990 by President George H. Bush. He signed a bill into a law that would preserve the Florida Keys National Marine Sanctuary. Today, the sanctuary is thriving with many different organisms, biotic factors, and even abiotic that all work together to make the Florida Keys National Marine Sanctuary.
The Florida Keys National Marine Sanctuary is one of the most beautiful coral reefs in the world. It includes the Florida Reef, the only burial coral reef in North America, and the third largest coral barrier reef in the world. If you ever go there, you can explore the ocean using kayaks and different tools.
Florida Keys National Marine Sanctuary is very famous and is the third largest coral reef ecosystem in the world. It consists of several distinct corals and vividly colorful organisms, some of which will be discussed further on. Coral reefs are most known as the rainforest of the sea. They give homes to almost 25% of the marine species. When America started to protect certain areas of land like the Yellowstone National Park in 1872, none of the marine landscapes were protected. Florida Keys was later discussed in 1957 and was later protected. The Florida Keys ecosystem has a variety of different consumers that have a job in increasing the ecosystem's biomass. Some of these consumers are lionfish, barracuda, angelfish, parrotfish, flamingo-tongued snails, sergeant majors, spiny lobsters, sea urchins, damselfish, schoolmasters, southern stingray, and the Gulf flounder. These consumers are very important to the ecosystem. In fact, some of them provide us with ecosystem services such as food. In the food web, there are different feeding relationships. Energy goes everywhere from animal to animal. Some of the dominant consumers are barracudas and lionfish.
Primary productivity is the amount of energy provided by the producers to the ecosystem. In the coral reef ecosystems, like Florida Keys, primary productivity is very effective. Many producers tend to grow in the coral reefs, increasing biomass and the amount of energy emitted into the ecosystem. Some of the dominant producers in these ecosystems, like the Florida Keys National Marine Sanctuary, are phytoplankton, algae, turtle grass, and zooxanthellae.
The Florida Keys National Marine Sanctuary has many ecosystem services, such as aesthetic value, biochemical, biological regulation, climate regulation, food, genetic diversity, habitat refuge, mental and physical health benefits, nutrient cycling, primary production, recreation and tourism, and storm control.
The weather and temperatures are pretty warm, to be honest. The most relevant abiotic factors are the air temperatures, precipitation, and sunlight. Air temperature measured around 27 degrees Celsius in the summer, 80.6 degrees Fahrenheit, and 20 degrees Celsius in the winter, 68 degrees Fahrenheit. The sunlight can only reach up to 80 meters of the clear water and later reflects off the surface. There is almost no rain in Florida, which means that the salinity of the water is increased because there isn't other liquid to dilute the water. The salinity reaches percentages of 3.3% and 3.6%. The water is home to many lagoons during hurricane season. Most Atlantic hurricanes go through Florida Keys. These hurricanes break coral, move several organisms, and block sunlight by moving sediment on top of coral.
Calcium carbonate is also used as medicine to relieve heartburn and upset stomach. Zooxanthellae gives the coral its color. The coral also builds a skeleton shield for the zooxanthellae as well. The coral colonies are very sensitive to the environmental changes. Temperature changes that come out of nowhere, pollution, and disruption can all cause coral bleaching. This is one reason the coral cannot grow and thrive. There are also 3 types of reefs that are populated by different types of corals. We, in the Florida Keys National Marine Sanctuary, have 3 types of reefs: patch reefs, shallow offshore reefs, and deep offshore ones.
Due to large shipping, traffic, coral collecting, miners, and much more, the Florida Keys ecosystem has suffered a great loss. Boats that people had brought have damaged the environment and even some of its organisms. This is all caused by humans. We might have caused these terrible marine losses, however, we have reestablished the condition of the sanctuary in the year 1997. Humans have also been known to bring other species with them that release themselves into the Florida Keys environment. The Florida Keys National Marine Sanctuary environment has attracted people to come there and still does to this day. In 2010, 3.8 million people visited this eco scenario and participated in activities such as fishing and much more.